Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deepbluerenegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deepbluerenegade, and I would like to welcome you guys to episode 171. Today is Saturday, February 25th, 2017, and I'm glad you could join me today. So, unfortunately this is the best possible lighting I can get out of this room anymore. I'm a little bit bummed, because this should be super duper bright. And it's not anymore, and it's never going to get better. But, oh well. There's still a fish tank in my back porch, so, I'll have a challenging time fixing that, and hopefully I can get through all this episode stuff quickly, because I'm going to a party later, so it's like, do things. So I think I had ambitious knitting plans that are now totally thrown out the window because, yeah, whatever. You guys don't care. It's all good. So, Viajante progress. I can extract it from my bag. This is slightly more complicated than I was expecting to be. Here we go. So, I am into my second ball. I am not seeing any sign of my little flag, and it seems like we're still pretty good on yardage there. But this is where I am right now on my Viajante. So, it is longer than last week. So last week I was about here-ish. I had just started to alternate balls, and now I finished off my blue ball, which you can sort of see in that stripy section, and I'm now into my sort of greenish yellowish one now. So now that's striping away. So doing all that cool hand-spun stripiness with it. So this got quite a lot of work done on it, and it is going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I forgot to look that up, but, what do we, so, I have 12 ounces of fiber, and I think that ended up adding up to, like, 1,600 yards, and Woolmisa is normally 1,700 yards, so it's a little bit more in weight, but a little bit less in yardage, so it may turn out to be the same size. I'm not sure if there are gauge differences or not. But, yeah, no, I don't know, or was it 2,000 yards of this? I can look this up, because this is going to irritate me otherwise, so. But it has been, like, exactly, you know, what I want to work on, so that's been nice. It's really super duper mindless, but I'm accepting of that mindlessness, if you know what I mean. Alright. Let's see, did it say how many yards are on the outside there? No, not so much. Alright. So, if I have 6 skeins, and there are however many, curses. This will require too much thinking. But it'd be the case where I have 410, 372, 306, 382, 360, and 434. And the biggest yardage skein is this guy, even though it's on the lighter end of the skeins overall. So, the next longest skein is the cool brown. So, this one I guess is nominally light green, so whatever. So, it's coming along. It is exactly what I want to knit, and it's not too crazy making, so so far, so good. It's been fairly portable. I've been trying to figure out the best way of porting it around, and hopefully I'll free up a bag soon. Because the bag I have all of the other balls of yarn in can't quite hold everything and doesn't fit nicely into my knitting bag, so what would it be? So well, it could work, it sort of crammed, so we shall see. Not like anything else is going to be too much better, but what ended up getting a little bit more work done. I was hoping to finish off a row before the podcast, but that didn't work out. So I am at the beginning of the last row of the chart D. So I ended up getting a really nice burn on this last night at knitting, so ridiculous blue. And then it has gotten ridiculously beaded in the last few rows, so. And then I managed to get, so here's my dangly marker, so I managed to get from here to here done, so quite, like, what would it be, somewhere between 5 to 7 rows, so that was pretty cool. It has not been what I wanted to work on, but I finally, it struck my fancy last night, so ended up getting pretty far on it. The border's going to be pretty tedious, all things considered. Excuse me. Because it's ridiculous numbers of beads, so there was one row in the chart D that had 2 beads per repeat, and that was just really slow going. So this shawl is Boonit's Out of Darkness. I'm knitting it out of Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and hoping I don't run out of yarn before the end. I was going to weigh it once I got done with this chart so that I could compare to the notes I'm keeping track of. So I won't know until I get to a stopping point. If I'm using yarn faster than planned or slower than planned. There's also the possibility, thinking about it, that if it appears that I'm on target for percentages, then I will go to the bigger size needle. Or if I'm on target or a little bit what have you behind. But if I'm going to be close, like if I'm over, then I'll be happy. If I'm a little bit under, then I will switch. I'll keep the same needles in, and that will, for my fixed number of rows, use up less yarn than the bigger needles. Which I find interesting, so smaller needles use less yarn for a fixed number of rows. But smaller needles will use more yarn if you are knitting to a length. So that's the rule. It's amazing. Okie doke. So I did do a little bit of thinking on this other project, which may be a little bit dangerous, not even being in any bag at all, but I did at the very least pick up all of the stitches around the perimeter of this guy for this mitt, and then made sure that I had this right amount of counts in between the areas of what would be the holes that I have. The problem is it is biasing a little bit, so that makes it like a little bit challenging to keep everything in place, but it's not too crazy. So what I need to do next is grab yet another needle, maybe 2 needles, I'm not sure, probably 2 double-pointed needles, in order to start working back and forth to fill in the rest of the sky. So, but at the very least, it's gotten a start. So, better than nothing. I don't think these are my 8s. I bet they're my 6s. I bet they are. So, I got a little bit of progress, but then I needed to scavenge for needles, and that was going to be awkward, so oh well, such is life. And then the last thing knitting related was I did end up finishing the cast off for the turtle cozy, and made for the little turtle shell thing. And then I was thinking about actually ripping it all off and doing the I-cord cast off again, but it looks like I might be able to use this as a way to hold it onto the turtle, so then you would just be able to slip it on, and then the I-cord would grip around the tortoise, possibly. But I need to actually try this on the honest to goodness creature, so I'm in a holding pattern until I get some turtle time again. Like, so many needs. Should have taken care of turtle time immediately last week, but oh well. So, because of that, what would it be? I'm sort of at an impasse on this project, so I will wait until the appropriate turtle time comes, and I just need to negotiate with my friend. So, turtle cozy is there. And I think I could fit all the spikes onto this much area, so that's also positive on the turtle cozy front. And then what I wasn't able to show you guys last week was this is my Xiaogu mini interchangeable set, and everything is just tremendously cute and wee. So if you're a magic looper, you can, like, these cables are, I think, totally magic loopable. Not that I magic loop, but it's definitely a possibility. So I found that to be interesting, because they needed to be cables small enough to be compatible with the 000 size. And here are the needles themselves. So 000 size is totally ridiculous. But there you have it. And then these are the US 1.5s, and they look downright beefy in comparison. So, well, do I have any immediate needs for these needles? No. Is it good to be able to have all of them ready? Absolutely. So, I can think of a couple projects where having something like this would be pretty handy or potential, depending on the magnitude of crazy. And anything like garment crazy. So depending on how crazy I'm feeling, this could be pretty useful. So, give it a second. Even though I don't have any immediate use, I'm thinking they will get used. I was thinking my Via Hante was going to be the first project, and I'm using 3s, so I had room to spare. Oh, so. It still hasn't been a super duper good time for spinning. I haven't been much in the mood recently, so I have my first bobbin done, I have my second bobbin done, and you can see here how they have all of these, like, definitely quite a lot of blue in them. So, yep, extra coffee mug on the floor. Running into things. Okay, so this is the variegated albines lonesome, and what I have here is the first piece that I'd come from it. So you can see here that this guy here, they're picking up the same tones, but this one is definitely more blue. This one, I think it's all very subtle and coordinated, and maybe more on the pastel end than I would normally choose, but whatever. And it's coming along. I would show you the fiber, but it's more out of reach. But it'd be the case where, as it's spinning up, there's a decent amount of lighter tones in it. So right now I'm sort of in a green section, then there's this lighter color, then it's going back to green, lighter color, and then a little bit of red to the end. So pretty cool so far. I stripped it all pretty thin, so I'm trying to be mindful to be hitting the same weight yarn, because I wouldn't be ashamed to have like way too much extra variegated, but I'll find a way to make it work. But for whatever reason I haven't been, or it's been really busy, I don't know. Something has prevented me from spinning, so whatever. I probably won't be doing too much spinning tonight either, so I don't remember if I'd had the blue done for last week or if I had an empty, I bet I have an empty wheel, so really that's not a whole lot of spinning progress. I'm still, what would it be? So today is the 25th of February, and there are 3 more days left, so I'm probably not going to be done with my first 2 bin spins by the end of February. But, whatever. I can keep plodding away at it and go from there. And then it could be the case where I decide to do maybe something that's a little bit, or that I might not do the 2 braids of the red right away. I might mix it up with some other spin in between. Like, say, for example, like a sock spin or something like that. So, a little bit of a palette cleanser. I don't know, brighter colors. But these are brighter colors, I don't know, whatever. I guess I'm not in the mood. But I did get a little bit done. Just a little bit. So, the mostly fine cal is going on through the end of March. What would that be? I'm still super duper tremendously excited about Fiberfest, which will be at the end of March, beginning of April. So, Judith McKenzie. And, oh, I remember now. So, I might do a little bit of stash diving, but I was thinking about actually knitting a tunic sweater. So, or another tunic sweater. And I'm not sure any of the yarn I have will be appropriate for that, so that would mean knitting a tunic sweater. Well, who am I kidding? There is always Volmai Solis. There's always enough yarn for the tunic sweater. So perhaps that might actually be a plan, is that I'm interested in doing the still like tunic which is a rather long sweater because it's a tunic. And some of the other yarns that I have earmarked I only got in quantities for a normal length sweater. So since it's a long sweater, differentness, whatever. But I tried doing like the boots and leggings thing, and I was really actually pretty happy with that. So now I have 2 sweaters that look really cute with the boots and leggings, and now having a third I think would be nice as well. So, yay! was everything. Oh, and I probably need to... I realized I was going to send a picture to someone and just show the stash picture, and that I hadn't recorded it in Ravelry, so normally I catch that on my my Flash the Stash, so I don't know what's going on. So I'll need to take a photo of that, but maybe in the other room, because this room is no longer going to be bright and light anymore. And I should be able to record next week. Next week, I'll have to look it up, because some month math is just annoying. So that's going to be the 4th or the 5th of March. I may or may not be recording the week after that. I'm not sure. There will be a friend in town, so may not be time. No. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.